Hi, I'm a teacher at the Thomas Patterson School and I've been working with the signing choir to translate the song Gold from English into Auslan. A lot of people assume that deaf children and deaf adults won't or don't enjoy music. That's not actually the case. Even those who are profoundly deaf still get a great sense of pleasure from feeling the vibrations of the music and also just from working as a group and doing something together as a team and in time with each other. Auslan is a different language than English, so it doesn't actually follow English grammar. It's got its own grammar, its own structures. You can't just use an Auslan sign for each English word. It won't carry the same meaning. So when we get a song like this, the children sit down and really think about the meaning of each lyric and then how they can translate that into Auslan. We're not just even translating strictly into Auslan. Sometimes the kids actually do more like a dance move or a gesture because it's a much freer process when you're translating for music. The children, really think about options, what's going to look good and what will look effective when there's a whole group of them signing it. So just as music sort of has rhythm and harmony, we want the signing as well to match to the music and to be cohesive and show really to reflect the rhythm of the music as well.
Yeah, I got the power, singing in the shower. No, you can't stop the beat, don't stop the beat, don't stop.
The first line, yeah, I got the power, singing in the shower. What the children have translated is quite a direct translation. They've signed strength or power and also the sign for sing and then shower. In Auslan, you don't have to always say who and then a verb. You can actually drop the who and actually sign the verb, so you don't need like we are singing in the shower.
No, you can't stop the beat.
The next line, you can't stop the beat. We originally had quite a boring little can't stop and then rhythm. And then one of the kids, Keisha, said as a joke, why don't we go like for the beat? And we actually really liked that. So they sign can't stop, but then they're actually making a movement that has a beat, a rhythm, rather than actually signing particular signs at that point.
No, you can't stop the beat, don't stop the beat, don't stop the beat. Listen what we're saying.
The next line, listen to what we're saying, keep our music playing. The kids didn't want to sign listen to what we're saying because they're not actually singing vocally. And so they wanted to have look at what we're saying. And the sign look in Auslan and many other verb signs in Auslan can change direction depending on who or what you're looking at. So they actually sign look at me. So instead of look going out, like I'm looking at you or look over there, the children sign look with both hands so that it's like a bunch of people. So look at what we're saying is how they've chosen to translate it. Instead of saying, they're actually signing because they are signing rather than saying in the song.
Listen what we're saying, keep our music playing.
And then music. This sign can mean like continue or still. So to keep our music playing, it's like the music is continuing on.
If you feel it, stomp your feet, stomp your feet, stomp your feet.
If you feel it, stomp your feet. Instead of actually signing if, you can have your eyebrows raised, head tilted forward. So they say if you feel it, and they use the sign feel. And then again, they've chosen, instead of actually using a sign like stomp your feet, they're showing stomping their feet, doing the action of stomping their feet, stamping in time with the music.
We can share the happiness we made if together we believe.
Children have put the sign for happy, and then instead of saying we share, they've moved the verb to share around in a circle so it shows who it is sharing something. It can be quite tricky if you're working with a choir to get the kids all to do something in the same direction. So when we do things in a circle, we've chosen that we're going to go in a clockwise direction. For some of the little kids, I actually tell them think of so-and-so, whoever's next to them, pass it along to them first, because it can be hard. But it looks better all together if the kids are all signing in the same direction. If together we believe, the children have signed sort of a gather, the sign for sort of gather into a group, and then the sign believe.
If together we believe, all we have is gold. We can sing together. The journey of our life is about to start.
So looking at the chorus, the first line, all we have is gold, the kids had quite a lot of trouble translating that, and we had lots of different ideas. And because gold comes up many times in the song, they also didn't want to sign the same thing each time. So the actual sign gold is like this. This is the actual the sign for G, and that's the sign for gold. It's like glittering. What they decided was to have almost like an egg, opening something up and saying in there is gold. It's a much freer translation. They've taken off, that it's the only thing and that we have it, and just signing like you're having it, point there, gold.
All we have is gold. We can sing together.
Then we can sing together. They've done sing, and then again together, like share, goes in a circle all the way around. So it's including all of the kids in the choir.
The journey of our life is about to start.
The journey of our lives is about to start was quite a tricky line as well to translate. They've signed, this can mean travel or journey, and the sign for life, so the journey of our life. And then about to start, they've signed soon. And then a lot of the kids, you can see a little bit of a pause or a hold before they're off on it. This sign means adventure. A hand shape, which is like two legs. It's a little hooked with two fingers hooked. After the soon, they kind of pause before they go off on a journey because it means something is about to happen. The next line, all we need is hope and we can make it better. Again, that one is a more direct translation they've signed. We need hope. The sign need, you make contact with this part of your palm and make a repeated movement like this, need. And hope is like the English gesture, hope or wish for. And for make it better, they've translated that as improve until you become successful. So this sign, this hand shape moving up, improve, turning to success. So it's like a good hand shape and then turning forwards like this. Never going to stop. It's as if the children are holding a rope and then cutting it and then saying it's not going to happen. So they put the negative at the end, not. Then for give up, instead of signing again, give up not or not give up, they've chosen to show, which you can in Auslan, show the negative on the head, just shaking their head. This is the sign for give up, and they're saying not going to give up. At the end again, we've got, cause what we've got is gold. Rather than signing the same again and getting repetitive, the children sign gold, and then like it's gold dust, and then their fingers coming back as if it's sparkling. So the first reference to gold is almost like it's a solid gold object, and the second one is like it's a gold dust.
As you hear the choir, take the music higher. We are reaching for the sky, reach for the sky, reach for
the second verse, as you hear the choir, as we did with look at what we're saying, they don't, when they're performing, you're not hearing them, you're seeing them. So they've signed see or look, and they've sort of repeated the movement as though you're looking at a bunch of people all singing. So as you see the choir, and then the sign for choir, you have like a gun hand shape from your mouth, and then it moves. It's like singing. Then take the music higher. The sign for music is with single finger as if you're sort of conducting. And originally the children had translated it as moving high with both hands, but then they decided it would look good to keep one hand still and show with the other hand that you're improving and taking it higher. We are reaching for the sky. The children sort of thought about doing a movement grabbing towards the sky, but then decided that rather than that, they would show someone aiming for it. This is the sign for aim or goal. They would put it up high and then do this, which is sort of like you're not quite there, you're trying to achieve something. So you're reaching for a goal.
My sisters and my brothers, let's share with one another. You'll never know if you don't try. You've got to try, you've got to try.
My sisters and my brothers, partly because it goes quite quickly, they didn't want to be signing sisters and brothers, so they've actually just signed a group, because it's what it essentially means, all of us, which is sort of like a big C handshake, grouping people together. And again, share with one another, like we did before, the sign share, but moving around in a circle, so it shows all of them sharing with each other. You'll never know if you don't try. Here the facial expression is important. If you just sign don't know, try, it looks like you're saying I don't know, so I'm going to try. So they actually have their eyebrows raised, so if you don't know, better to try. And then they've again done the sign for success or achieve, which is a freer translation to show that if you try, you'll be likely to succeed. With the little parts of the songs where there are people repeating, we are actually sort of doing the same thing for a longer time. So with the don't stop the beat, the kids just continue to do this. And with the goal, reach for the sky, they just continue to sign that. So we then go into the pre-chorus and the chorus, which we've already covered.
May not be the same, but there's one thing we share.
And then the bridge. So we may not be the same. They sign same and then move it in a circle. So it means us, we may not be the same. Then they sign not, but this time they actually originally had moved share in a circle again to say we share, but we realised it was actually just there wasn't enough time in the music, so they took off the movement. So they sign may not be the same, but share, and they've taken off the we, so it's just share. Then the future is in our hands, that's the sign for future, and then they sort of gesture gathering something like a metaphor. They're gathering the future into their hands, and then they sign you don't know it's there. So this is the sign for don't know, and then a point sign into their hand while keeping that hand there.
We all have a heart that beats to its own drum. We all have the words, just wait for them to come.
This is the sign for heart beating. So instead of saying we have a heart and it beats, they've actually just signed heartbeat. And then here, this is the sign for different. So this was same before, different, moving the fingers away. They just signed different all over the place. It doesn't have to be in any order because you're saying it's all different. So we all have a heart that beats to its own drum, because what they're essentially saying is everyone's heartbeat is different. We all have the words. Again, here is more of a gesture than Auslan. They're gathering something and holding it inside. And then all together the words start coming out. So this is the sign for word. And sometimes in Auslan you can talk about a word as a thing. You'd put your hand there. So the kids have words coming out and then coming further out and more freely. And so they then sign the chorus again, twice. And at the very end, when they have the last line, gold, because what we've got is gold, and then that repeats 5 times. Originally, we were doing gold with the shine, but they decided there was just too much of the same, so they chose 4 of them to look like gold, and the very, very last one to tie it back, to come back to sort of opening up and in your hand is gold. And because the name of the song is Gold too, they wanted to finish with the sign gold rather than the shine.
What we've got is gold.
You know, translating into Auslan is a really enjoyable process, but it is of course really important that people, if you're in a school where you don't sign, it's really good to try and learn some from this video. But if you want to translate yourself, you need to get somebody who knows how to sign. So the actual process of translation is quite tricky. It takes time, but it's got a lot of benefit for the kids. Apart from the actual performing, the sort of ability to translate from one language to another is really beneficial for the kids, and we've really enjoyed translating the song. We hope that you'll enjoy teaching it to your choirs, and we look forward to seeing some of the results.
God is